So you know how you watch all those montages of all those kick-ass Souls players absolutely shredding at these games? Well, my friends, this is not that. I bought Sekiro back in 2019 when it first came out, and I have yet to beat it. As a matter of fact, I have yet to make it past the first third of the game. However, that is until now.
Shinobi.
Welcome everyone to A Normie Plays Sekiro Part 1. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Your master.
Alright, boys. So first thing first, we gotta pick up our boy Kuro's letter. And then do a little sneaking and a little eavesdropping for some info.
That doesn't worry anybody? Not at all. Not only is he unarmed, he has completely lost his will to live. Nothing but a coward. Unworthy of our concern.
The moonlight shines strongly on the Moonview Tower tonight. The Divine Heir is probably using the light for his reading again.
Probably, but imprisoning a mere child. I feel sorry for the boy.
Agreed. But I'm sure Lord Genichiro has his reasons. The Moonview Tower door. You can check that it's locked, right? It's certainly locked, but nobody fixed that hole in the wall.
A hole, you say?
Don't worry about it. The hole faces the edge of a cliff. No one could pass through it.
You mean this hole right over here? Hey, yo, it's our boy. Our sword?
Maru, your sword. My shinobi.
And our gourd. And then we're off into the world to fuck these guys up. Alright, boys. Now it's time for the first thick boy of the run. Now, I remember this guy really smacking my ass the first time around. And, I'm gonna tell you right now, nothing's really changed. Yep. Sounds right. Fuck it, it's time for round 2. We ball. Fucking sick one. Much better. And then it's time to open the door and summon our boy. Hey, yo, free feet.
To think that this is the only way. To run from the fated bloodline is the only answer.
Up the stairs, and it's time to fight. The one and only. Motherfucking Genichiro.
Last we stood together was your uncle's.
I hate this motherfucker, I swear to God.
Lord Genichiro,
Leave this to me.
Yeah, dog, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I did a good job, but I did significantly better than I have in the past. I at least did some vitality damage and figure out some of the deflects. It's still ass, but, you know, it's way better than I anticipated, especially at the very, very start of the game. And shwink! Rip arm. Rip arm, big up our arm. And it's night-night time for me. Hey, yo, more free feet. After a little snooze, it's time to wake up and start the day again. But not before I notice I'm waking up with a brand new claw.
What is this?
It's time to talk to my new best friend,
Call yourself.
the sculptor.
Your eyes. The eyes of a wolf who has failed in his duty.
Rude. Hit the first idol. I grabbed what I could from behind the temple. And then grappled up to the very first area of the game. I hit the Ashina Outskirts idol right away. Beat up a chicken because I hate those motherfuckers. And then dropped into this building for the very first prosthetic tool of the run, the shuriken wheel. I then grabbed the I then grabbed the idol. Thank you. And then it was on to the next mini-boss, the General. Now, this fight is pretty simple. Attack, attack, deflect, attack, attack, deflect. Rinse, repeat, the whole nine. Unless you're a fucking dumbass like me. And then you get grabbed and chokeslammed, so that's super cool. But don't even worry about it, cause my boy fucking Kuro's got me.
again.
Good morning, another schwink, schwink, oink. And that's the first mini-boss down, a prayer bead, and a gourd seed to my name. I made my way through that area until I found this blind dude just chilling over here.
Who is it? Is somebody there?
And then this crazy old lady who thinks I'm her son.
My son, have you seen the young master? Take this bell. It's a
Grandma gave
charm
me a
I
cool
made
bell,
with the
though.
young master
Super
in
sweet.
mind. Please, offer it to Buddha for his sake.
I roped up to the first crow mob. Popped a couple of coin purses.
Care to purchase?
And purchased Robert's firecrackers. I continued on. Until I got to this big mean guy for some gunpowder. The next stop was the very next idol, the outskirts wall. And then returned back to the dilapidated temple to talk to Emma about
The
this here
medicinal
gourd that I
waters in this
acquired.
gourd spring forth on their own. Even after being emptied, you will find it full again after a short rest.
Yes.
Homegirl
Is there a
says
way to
I
improve
gotta
it?
bring her some
Bring
seeds
me
to
gourd
improve it.
seed.
Is this a gourd
Hey,
seed?
hey, yo,
Yes.
give her my
Bring
seed.
it here. Plant the seed into the gourd. Perfect. Now the volume of medicinal waters in your gourd will increase.
Seems to me your battle
And then it's
sense
back to
has
my best
returned.
friend,
You're more
who's
like
gonna give me a
shinobi
book
than
like I can
before,
fucking read.
If only a little. Take this.
I think it says the Shinobi esoteric
Get
text.
here. I'll fit that tool.
And then it's time for the first tools of the run. The loaded shuriken and the Shinobi firecracker. Hey yo boys, time to check out this sick bell Grandma gave me.
Close your eyes. Hear the bell speak to you.
Hit the first idol at the Harada estate. And then
What
talk to
year
this
is it?
dying guy who told me that somehow we were in the past, and then a couple of fucking thieves broke into the estate.
The year of the Dragon Spring pilgrimage.
The Dragon Spring pilgrimage. That was 3 years ago. What is this? The sculptor mentioned an old memory. I don't remember any of this, but it appears this is the past. What happened?
Thieves at Hirata Estate. You must hurry. The divine error.
I talked to the crazy pot man who told me about treasure carp scales and how shiny they were.
Carp scales, the sparkling, shining scales of the treasure carp. Bring them to me, and I'll reward you handsomely.
Booked it to the next idol. And then fucked up these guys for our next tool. Ayo, the flame barrel. Then I talked to another dying guy who told me about the Shinobi X and told me to split open some skulls.
Take the Shinobi the axe from the temple and split their skulls wide open. Please.
So of course I obliged him. And then copped the axe for our 4th tool of the run. I hopped this wall and met some dude named Anayama, who was out here thieving and shit.
Sir, are you a looter too? Good sir, you look like a shinobi, I think. Are you looking for something? Well, in any case, I found this place first. So, keep your eyes peeled out there, huh? And, don't let the door hit you on the...
Copped a Jizu statue. And then went back to Big Homie for our next 2 tools of the run. The loaded axe and the flame vent. My bestie also decided to hook me up with the book as well. How thoughtful of him.
This is for you.
I decided to spend a few of the skill points I had on Bakiri counter and Whirlwind Slash. And then it was back to the outskirt stairway. I took out these 2 fools. And then it was on to the Chained Ogre, which pretty much went how you'd expect it. Definitely not the smoothest, but hey, you know what? We got a prayer bead, and we got the medicine rank 1, so it was worth it in the end. Copped the gourd seed. I thought about it here for a second. I was gonna take all these guys out, but when brother here saw me, I decided that it was best to book it to the next idol and reset. After resetting at the idol, I decided to go with my original plan. Take out all the mobs. After the big boy de-aggroed, it was time for one free death blow, and the fight was on. Now, Tenzin's fight is pretty much the same as the first general, or really any generals, but you know, that doesn't stop me from being complete ass at the entire fight. A little firecracker action never hurt anyone. Alright, that's another general down for another prayer bead. And then it's back to the idol to prepare for the snack. Now, I'm pretty sure we all know how this next part goes, so let me just cut to the chase on how this works, right? Snack. Poke. And fucking book it the other direction. Fail your second rope. Almost get fucking eaten. Book it into the cave. And once you know you're safe, you're gonna turn around and you're gonna look at that big bitch and curse its entire existence in the game. Rope on up to the next idol. And then I decided after getting this sugar that I was gonna kill that little motherfucker in the back. For his little herb catalog that he decides to drop here. Hit the idol. And then eavesdrop on this poor man grieving for his horse.
Poor Lord. All it took was a bit of gunpowder. He startled. And now he's dead.
Rip horsey. But you can go be with him forever now. I booked it back to the idol and copped that grappling hook skill because we're definitely going to need that for the next boss. Booked it back to Aniyama, secured some of my gold in coin pouches so I didn't lose it if I died to the next boss. And then, before I even attempted it, I did this little farming route for a while, just to gain another skill point or two. It never hurts to go with as many skill points as possible, even if it's this early in the game. Went back to the idol again, and picked up the mid-air deflection skill. And then it was time for one of the most iconic battle cries in the entire game.
My name is Kyobu Masataka Oniwa!
And that, boys, is why I love the English dub. So, this fight went pretty much how any other regular Gyobu fights go. Firecrackers, smack, deflect, rinse, and repeat. To be honest, I remember having a much tougher time in any of my past attempted playthroughs. Honestly, Gyobu is what really made me quit the game and not pick it up for months on end. So, I was super happy with the outcome of this fight by the end of it. And phase 2 was pretty much the same thing. Maybe a grapple or two here and there. Rip the lag, rip the lag, rip the lag. I put an end to old Gyobu. Got his memory and the mechanical barrel. And then talked to Mr. Tengu Man.
Another rat. But those eyes. A starving wolf.
Who decided to give me a name.
When I kill you, tell me your name. Tell me your name! Sekiro. That is what I shall name you.
Tengu Man wanted me to kill some rats for a reward.
What is this?
The face of a rat. And where it makes its home. Go and kill it. If you do, I will give you something that will aid you in battle.
But before that, I jumped through the hole in the roof in order to get another prayer bead. I had enough beads by now to level up my vitality and posture, so I hit the Ashina Castle Gate idol to get my first prayer necklace and use Gyobu's memory to enhance my attack power. Once that was done, I opened the castle gate and went to hunt down the rats that Mr. Tengu Man asked me so nicely to do. I went back, and Mr. Tengu rewarded me with the Ashina esoteric text, which was super cool of him.
You had a talent for killing. Wonderful. Here's your reward. Take it.
With the Ashina text, I picked up the Ichimonji skill, returned back to Emma, and gave her another seed.
Come, Master Wolf.
And I forgot all about the vendor that's next to Mr. Tengu Man who sells a gourd seed. So I popped a couple of gold pouches so I had that young money cash money on me for the product, you know? Went back to the vendor. Bought the seed.
I'm glad you've come.
And then returned back to Emma to give her another seed. Went back to the castle gate idol, and then eavesdropped on these guys to mentally prepare for what was next.
But what choice do we have? Desperate times call for desperate measures. We're in no position to worry about what others might think. Yeah, but... Hey, keep it together, soldier. Keep talking like that, and they'll put you on its detail. And when it's mad, it doesn't discriminate between friend or foe.
So the first try for the Blazing Bowl didn't go too bad, but it also didn't go super great either. I'll just let you watch and figure it out. Also, still not super great. So the second try went a little something like this. Firecracker, smack a couple of times, and repeat. It's pretty much how this fight went. I think how most Blazing Bull fights go, if you can manage it. These firecrackers are putting in absolute work today. You get the bull mad enough, he runs into the wall for that nice little death blow. Once the bull was defeated, he gave me a prayer bead, and then these two nice guys opened this door for me. How gentlemanly of them. I decided I was going to talk to Crazy Grandma next, and I wasn't about it.
Thank heavens.
I hit the Ashina Castle idol. And then decided I was going to go the Senpo Temple route first before ascending the rest of the castle. One of these cool dudes on the bridge gave me a gatehouse key, and his friend was not super happy about that. I took out all the dogs here first, before going in on Bellboy. And then proceeded to the next idol, the abandoned dungeon entrance. I know the surgeon is here. Honestly, I really didn't care about him, so I fought what I had to and booked it to the next idol. I found this entirely too slow elevator that eventually took me up to the Senpo Temple idol. I hit the idol. I then went and talked to the saddest of boys, Kotaro.
They left me here. Where did everyone go? Why did you leave Kotaro behind? Now what do I do?
Homie wanted me to find him some pure white flour. Brother, we ain't got money like that. Next on the agenda was to ascend the temple. Once the break-in plan was complete, I did a little bit of extermination. I then killed the big boy monk hiding behind the shrine for a lump of wax, and then in front of Mr. Puke Man to collect the next gourd seed. I then booked it out the window and talked to the crazy lady once again. She told me something about some kind of serpent fruit. I don't really care.
Two kinds. One is fresh, the other is dried. It's over there. The fresh one is over there.
I decided to clear a couple of these guys out so I didn't alert everybody and their brother before I booked it over to the Sekiro idol. These guys were in my way, so I decided to smack them just a little bit. Not too much. I hit the Sekiro idol. And then trekked over to the merchant around the corner. I bought 2 persimmons and a dragon's blood droplet from him. Just felt like the right thing to do. And then I decided I was going to do a little bit more farming to try and bulk up my skill points. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows this route, but this is the route that I did for probably a good 30 minutes or so. You gotta wait for little homeboy up here to drop. A shebang. Rope over here. A shebang. Rope to this point. A shebang. Rope up. Jump hang. And shaboink. I got a good 5 or 6 skills from that. Once you go ahead and clear those guys out, you're going to rope up to the most depressing point known to man. But before I did that, I trekked on over here to get the red and white flower. And then now it's time for ultimate depression. I'm not even going to tell you how this goes. I'm just going to let you watch this mess. Amazing. We love it here. I decided to pick up Emma's medicine potency and also the descending carp skill with a couple of points that I farmed up. And then return back to the scene of the crime. Maybe second try we got this. Maybe.
For the sake of...
Okay, okay. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
For the sake of...
Alright, I think we all can collectively say, fuck that guy. After that, I returned back to the dilapidated temple and, oh yay, rot, how amazing, I love that for me. Anyway, let's upgrade some tools. I upgraded the shuriken first, and that's pretty much all I was able to do. And return back to the Harada Estate path just to finish up a little bit of unfinished business I still had there. I cleared out these couple of mobs before going on to the next mini-boss, just in case I had to run back to try and lose aggro. So I wanted to clear out all of the mobs first, before I even tried the mini-boss. It just makes it that much harder if you have extra going on that is not necessary to be there. Once the mobs were clear, it was time to fight Mr. Pokes-a-Lot. Now, I totally whiffed the first death blow, but pretty much with any of the shinobi hunters, it's Mikiri, smack a little bit, and repeat. That's pretty much it. His posture does significant damage if you do Mikiri counter, or if you just hit him, period. But that's pretty much it. Usually I have a lot of trouble with this guy, but once you kind of figure out how to Mikiri counter and how that works, he's nothing. So let me get a prayer bead. Hit the bamboo thicket idol. Rest up just a little bit. And I was going to keep going, but I decided it was time to return back to the temple. While at the temple, I decided I was going to pick up another skill, Chasing Slice, because honestly, it's really not the worst skill you could get. And after getting the skill, I decided it was time for a mental break.